This prep was, it was personal for me. It really was. It was in 21, I had just turned pro. It was my first pro show, and I did some back-to-back shows, and I did well. I got third in Chicago, got first in Tampa, went on to the Olympia, and it was like I was on the fast track as soon as I turned pro, and it's like I did not have time to process all of that. And going into the Olympia, I honestly just was not in the right headspace mentally, and it really kind of sucked the fun and excitement that I should have had going into my first Olympia. And I regret that in a way. I wish I had just like sat back and like enjoyed the experience and like taken it all in as like my first, experience at the Olympia and all this like great stuff, but I just didn't, because mentally I was just like in a bad spot. So this to me is just like doing the opposite of that. Just enjoying the moment, enjoying the experience for everything that it's worth, and that's it. Just enjoying it and being appreciative for what it all is, that I even get to do this. So after Tampa, I had won Tampa, but then I got really sick. I'd gotten COVID, and I couldn't eat the same way that I did. I couldn't train the same way that I did for like 2 weeks after Tampa. And just knowing that, okay, in 8 weeks, you're going to have to step on stage at the biggest bodybuilding show in the world and like present your physique. I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to present my best physique, because how could I? Like, I had to take 2 weeks off and then jump right back into a prep and just still not feeling 100% from being sick. And there was just like all this pressure too that I put on myself going into the biggest show, So it was just like, I just knew that it wasn't going to be my best, and I just let that get me down, just mentally as well.
One day out from the Republic of Texas, we're here in Austin, and today is Renee's show. So she is doing her first show of the year for wellness. We are about to go to check-ins and get her number, and we're both just, our brains are just leaving us on prep, so we're trying to stay together and get organized. We just got into the room, so we'll head down with Renee and get her checked in and go from there. Yeah, so for Renee, we're on meal number 4, and what we've been doing the whole week is increasing carbohydrate and looking for the best look, where the body weight, the visuals, they're all something pretty close to where we want to walk on stage, and I pretty much found where that is. So I just need to make sure she gets up to the right level of fullness before bed at one day out, to where she'll have that water drop, and I can time it right, just so when she is going on stage, should be around 11, 12, we nail that. So where her food amount has come up to has been about 350 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat, and around 170 grams of protein. I'm holding it relatively the same, but her first 2 meals, her weight doesn't come up quite as quick, so I put some more food in today to see her move up a little faster there to that look that I wanted. So we're at 380 grams of carbs total planned for the day. That might get pulled back a little bit. But we've moved to these meals where it's just basically very low fiber and easy to digest. So it's shredded chicken, white rice, peanut butter, almond butter, and it's basically it, no veggies.
Bananas.
Bananas. Get your potassium, magnesium in. And we rotate that with some whey, other fruits in there. But that's basically the premise of the meal. And like, your waist has just felt, it was tiny this morning.
Yeah. Feels like I can pull a mean vacuum.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Go check in?
Oh, I thought you were coming for some reason. I was waiting for you.
No, I need to finish eating.
We couldn't have done it without you. Okay, so give yourself a round of applause. The supporters that are here.
We can really appreciate that. So, just got back from check-ins. It was good. It was long. Got to meet some of the other wellness girls. They were very nice. We got goodie bags, which I was pleased to find a pump-up band in here. I did bring one, but it's always good to have an extra pump-up band. I am about to go tan in about half an hour, but overall, I'm feeling pretty good.
What's your number?
Lucky number 71.
71.
71.
Yeah, okay. Lucky 7 and 1. Yeah.
So yeah, 71. I got like a t-shirt and yeah. So overall feeling good. Not too hungry. That's always a plus. I don't feel this pressure or expectation, especially from myself. I think I put a lot of pressure and expectation on myself. I do feel it to a certain extent from the outside world, you know, people like looking in on me, like there's like predictions of like how these athletes are gonna do, and like I see people predicting that I'm gonna be like win the show or be in first call out and all this stuff, and it's like I could very easily like have this, you know, this pressure and expectation put on me, but I just don't feel that this time around. It's just I truly am just getting on stage to like have fun, enjoy the experience, see how far I have come with my progress, because I know I've made progress. It's just a matter of bringing that to stage and seeing how it looks, and then, you know, getting feedback from the judges for what I should be doing, or, you know, just see where to go next. Going right into the off season after the Olympia, I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, I'm never gonna compete again. There was like months there where I was just like, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not in it anymore. But I think that was just me getting down on myself for doing poorly and not bringing my best, and I just really had to sit in that and reflect on it. And I think throughout the entire off season, I really had to do like my own like self-reflection and work on like the mental aspect of it all, and like just bring more positivity into like just the way that I think and the way that I approach like off season and prep, and why I'm doing this, you know, because I feel like I did lose sight of the entire why of, you know, why even compete.
Do you have a why now? Like, is there something you can articulate about it?
The best way that I guess I can articulate it is like growing up, like I didn't come from a lot, you know, I didn't have a lot of opportunity, like I didn't have a lot of guidance, I didn't have a lot. So I like think of the little girl that I was with like nothing, and I'm like, okay, like if I can make it out of like where I came from and like do amazing things, like I think this is like amazing what I'm doing, you know. Not a lot of people like make it out of the like small town, like typical like poverty, like, so I'm really doing it for the little girl that I was. Like I know that might like sound silly, but it's like I'm doing it because it's like, look what you did, you know, like you did like something amazing. Sorry, I'm like tearing up. But I think that's like my deeper like why of why I'm doing it, you know. I never thought that I would do something, so, again, I know like this might be so like bodybuilding, right? It might be silly to some people, but I mean, I had never in a million years thought that I would be like a pro, like competing at like a high level, like going to Olympia, like having people like find me inspirational and like look up to me. And, you know, I just want people to see like my journey, and maybe they're coming from not like the best spot in their lives or without like the best opportunity, but they look at my journey and they're like, well shit, like, you know, like she did it, like why can't I do it? Like, I don't know. I don't really even care about a placing. That's not what it is about. Like at the end of the day, like I want to step on stage and feel confident with what I'm bringing, and like I want that to show on stage, because in the past, like I wasn't 100% confident with my ability and what I was bringing. So I really do just want to step on stage and be like, I did the work in the off season. Like, I did what the judges asked. Like, and this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm presenting, and I'm confident about it. Fuck, I forget. I was 131.2.
Okay. Pose. Quarter turn. Face the rear. Quarter turn.
Try not to touch myself.
Yeah. See your other side, other quarter.
Oh, this side?
Yeah.
So where I grew up, it was very isolated. I grew up on the kind of the southernmost tip of the Big Island, and in a little town called Ocean View. And we lived at the very top of Ocean View on, there was nothing. There was no running water. There was no electricity because the power lines didn't reach up that far. Like, there was no wells. We had catchment. Like, the closest big grocery store was 2 hours away. Just to get to my high school, it was like an hour and 40-minute drive, from the top of the hill all the way to school. So it was, there was just not a lot out there, even for sports. It's not that I wasn't interested in sports. It's like, one, there was like affording these sports to like join them, and but traveling to it, it's like it was near impossible to like travel from where I was living to even get to like games or anything like that. So it's like, were there opportunities? Sure, but they weren't really available to me. I graduated in 2005. I could go back to that town today and still see the same people sitting on the same rock walls, hanging out at the same stores, doing the exact same thing that they were doing back then. And that's kind of like it in a nutshell, like they just don't make it past that town. You see that from, well, that's what my parents did, and it just kind of like from generation to generation, that's just what it is. And again, it's just like not having a whole lot of opportunity out there for those people. So, or maybe that's what makes them happy. I don't know. It's just, I'm just glad that I made it out and did something bigger. For meal 5, I was 130.6. So, say a pound up.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's fine. You're like, around this time you start like getting fuller than what you need to be, but that's okay. We want you to go to bed like that. So overnight you have the drop and you wake up with the balance of being tight. If you go to bed tight now, you're gonna wake up like super flat. So no, you're good. We'll probably pull food back just a little bit. But that'll be it. I'll adjust it on your plan.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
You got it. Comparative to yesterday, she is getting fuller faster than what I've seen. Again, ran a higher amount of carbs early in the morning, but also she hasn't been moving around much, trying to get her to rest more. So you have to account for that too. Less activity with a little bit more food, someone could get fuller. So it's okay for her to like have a little softer look in the evening. That's perfectly fine. Let her be really full. Go to bed like that. Have that drop and wake up. She'd have the balance of being full and tight. But going to these last meals, we'll start pulling food down just a little bit because I don't think she'll need quite as much. Just sprinkling on that crack dust. Fresh strawberries were the way to go. Don't need to be refrigerated. I almost grabbed more at Whole Foods because I thought you might want some, but you don't have many meals left, so
No,
that's it.
I don't think I would have wanted any either.
Yeah, they sit a little heavier, honestly.
Yeah.
Is there a plan after this show?
So far, I haven't gotten that far.
One show at a time.
One show at a time.
Let's go tomorrow.
I went all in for Austin, and I really haven't thought past that, honestly. So
No, it's important.
I will see after the show. I will, go all in tomorrow and see how I do, give it 100%, and then go from there. But one show at a time. One show at a time. Surviving. I slept very little last night, but I feel okay, so.
That's good.
Now I let hair and makeup do all the hard work. Should we drink my next coffee?
Yep.
When did you want me to eat that first meal?
Do you want this spoon or your little spoon?
I'll take the plastic one just so I don't.
You can eat it right after makeup. So
Okay.
while you're in here, that'd be easy, right?
Yeah.
So 210 grams of rice, 20 grams of almond butter, 20 grams of whey, 75 grams of banana. It's the meal that we did yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Salt is in there.
Cinnamon.
Yeah. So right when you're with makeup, just eat this, and you can do 8 ounces of fluid with it.
Right back up here after.
Yeah. I mean, your makeup.
It's probably like 45 minutes. You can just throw them in my bag if so.
Okay, the whole pill containers or what?
No, just take them out and you can throw them in there.
Show day, and we are ready. So Renee went to bed a little lighter than what she has been. Now I have to factor in that we cut out veggies yesterday and water came down just a little bit, so I was expecting her to. Usually she's in bed by like 1:34. She was like 1:32, so I figured she's gonna be her lightest this morning, but it gives me the opportunity to feed her and give her a little fluid into Prejudge. So she woke up at 127.2, usually she was 128.2. So setting her off with her first meal, but she looked really, really sharp this morning, which is a good spot to be in because I can feed her, get her that full balance between fullness, but also hard enough for wellness. So have her meal all packed up. It's about 75 grams of carbs. Went pretty low on the protein, don't need much today. She wanted just whey and no chicken just to keep the waist as small as possible. So 20 grams of almond butter as well, 20 grams of whey, some salt, and that's it. 8 ounces of fluid with this meal. We'll do 25 ounces after her meal till about 10:15, 10:30. Then we'll look at her again, see how much this brought her up and the look, and then just adjust from there. That'll probably be her last meal before she actually gets on stage.
Like you're sending me off to school.
Yeah. Your lunch pack?
Thanks, Dad. I do enjoy the quiet of the mornings, though.
Yeah.
It's peaceful. And I am wearing like the bed sleeves, that extra
Okay.
snatch lift. Yeah.
Okay.
So something like that. So I'm getting my hair and makeup done. We're starting with the makeup. So I'm getting that stage makeup done, which is very not what I am used to. I'm used to all natural, what you see here. So next time you see me, I'll have the full-on face done. Unrecognizable. But hopefully it looks good. I love it. I have left hair and makeup appointments not happy before. And me being me, I never said anything and got back to my room and like had to fix what I didn't like. So to be leaving and actually be like, okay, I like this, it's kind of a big deal for me. So.
Wow, damn. That looks badass.
I feel like you're not gonna recognize me.
You look gorgeous. Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. Now that is some show hair and
It is.
makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job.
They did.
I was pretty happy. Very showy.
Oh yeah. No, you look beautiful.
I need to like brush it out a little bit, but
Yeah, you'll stand out.
does my real hair like blend in, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I need to brush
It
it.
has like multiple colors through it, you know, but I think it's a cool look.
Okay.
You finish your food in time?
Finish my food, finish my water. Now I'm on to my big water.
Okay, cool. Just keep on sipping for the next, a little over 2 hours.
My next my tan is at 9:30, 9:45.
Okay.
I think I need to double check.
So then, like, right after 10, then we'll look at you and we'll see the next meal.
Okay.
Your food's prepped. We're all ready. Right around 10 p.m., early morning-ish. Renee's had a meal in, she's had fluids in, got her final coat of tan, just came back to the room. We're gonna look at her one more time and then probably have our final meal and then go backstage and do the thing.
Got my heels on.
It'd be cool. Too much trouble? It'd be cool to get some.
I mean, it's always trouble to put on my heels. Wish we could go out there barefoot like WPD.
Yeah, you're good.
Go through my poses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you look awesome.
Ugh, my heels get caught on the carpet.
Nice. Yeah. Look great, Renee. I think we have the best look about to go down.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Good.
Yeah, this is like the harsh lighting, so you look good in this, you look good with glaze and overhead light and all that, so.
Yeah.
One thing you have to keep in mind, like, when you get to your hotel assessing people is like with a tan on and also like in front of daylight windows, you're gonna have someone that will soften up. So it can't let you skew what you do with them and trying to like, oh, I need to make them harder and worry because you've been looking at them in different lighting, overhead light or anything like that. So realize like when she gets on stage, it's going to come across potentially harder than what I'm even seeing right here. So just considerations for lighting and tanning and things that just come down to experience and why it's important to see people in person if you're earlier on coaching and seeing, ask your clients, even if you aren't there, get a variety of lighting settings so you can grasp a good gauge. Like I'll have Renee in the natural light, but then I'll have her back up, so some overhead yellow light. It might be more like stage, and you can cast shadows and kind of see the potential stage look. So.
Just want to walk around.
Just snap a pic, put that on, and your suit come out.
Right. I'm not forgetting anything.
We did say it was on 5.
Yeah.
Match and
Manchester Grand Ballroom.
Yeah. You did amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things when I'm on stage, like I don't really know what's like happening.
Yeah.
So I get off, I'm like, okay, what happened? I feel good. I feel confident out there, and I feel proud of what I brought. I think it's the best look that I've ever brought.
She killed it. No, it was standout. It was so, I'm so excited. She just, I mean, of course it's me, right? So I see her and she just is like, just captures the audience and is just head to toe, like all put together, just looks like a champion, and just have so much grace and elegance, and just you're beautiful. But the wellness posing was phenomenal. Like waist was so cinched down, so small, it made all the other shots pop. I mean, your glutes were bigger than they've ever been, carved out. Like condition was on point. I mean, it all just came together to like bring a really good package. So we're in the first call out. There was 4 girls. She was in the middle. We'll go eat and chill out, and then just go back to finals and let the cards fall where they fall. The cookie will crumble where it crumbles.
Yes, cookies and crumbling cookie crumbs.
Yeah. Dance, boy? Yeah, you don't do it? You don't dance?
Not that dance.
Like that victory dance?
Well, I'm very happy with how prejudging went. Especially, you know, like before a show, you kind of like, well, at least I do. I just like get in my head and like I run through all these like possible scenarios. I really try not to do it, but it's so hard not to. And you know, you're just like, okay, like I did all the work, and now it's just like up to this panel of judges, and you just, there's just no way to know how you're gonna do. So to actually get up there and do well is just always feels really good. And also I'm just so happy with my entire package that I brought, like from head to toe. Everything just came together really beautifully. So super happy and proud of what I brought, and just happy with making, you know, first call out and staying there in the center, and see what happens. Prejudging, I was pretty like, of course, like nervous. I do feel calmer now, knowing that prejudging is over, and there is, you know, now all I need to do is go out there and like do my final routine, and we'll see where I land. I'm just so happy with what I brought that regardless of the placing, I'm just very happy and proud and confident with what I brought, which this is the first time that I can truly say that getting on a pro stage. So that's huge for me, regardless if I place first, second, third, or whatever, you know. Yeah, so I always do have this thing like, do I even like fit in within these girls? Like I see them and I'm like, oh my God, they're like so amazing, and I guess I don't really see myself in that light. But getting up there and like seeing photos next to these girls, and like I'm like, okay, like I actually like do fit in pretty well in, you know, like where I landed. So I feel like I fit now. The thing about like going into a show is like any sport, people are gonna put out their predictions, and people are gonna like have their favorite athletes, and like I really try my best just to avoid all that, because I get into my head enough without other people getting into my head, you know what I mean? So, you know, you can make predictions all day long. Once you're standing next to somebody, you could look completely different. They could look amazing on their own. They could stand next to you and, you know, just do better than them. Feel like you have to take the criticism, but also the compliments with a grain of salt. Like I appreciate all the compliments, and like people telling me, oh, you're gonna do like amazing, and like, you know, they want to see me do well, and I like, don't get me wrong, like I completely appreciate that, but like it's up to this panel of judges, you know. So like I love the people that support me, and you know, I really appreciate when they tell me that, you know, you're gonna do so well and you look amazing, but I can't let that like hype me up too much, you know, and be like, okay, like, you know, all these people think that I'm gonna do like really well, and then you go up there and you don't do as well as maybe they expected you to, or you expected to do. So I really take everything just like, you know, just thank you, but let's see what the judges think. Yeah. At least that's how I try and approach it.
So what's been your favorite part of this process this weekend?
Going into this week with a lot less stress than I normally do. It's my biggest win, honestly. And my husband knows from past experiences this is the least stress that I've had for any show. Would you say so? On to finals. I can't wait for a good night's sleep.
Yeah, me too. Can sleep good tonight.
The last 2 nights have not been very restful.
Just need some cookies. That's all it is.
Put you down, maybe, or you have reflux all night.
Yeah. Then you're just suffering all night.
I got her some.
Eventually we'll get sleep.
Got her some legit stuff.
You did.
See me go to Whole Foods?
Yeah.
I was living through her.
Tell me something, it might just take the pain away. See, I've been thinking a million things I want to say. Now I'm looking in your eyes, but I'm wandering to your lips. See, I'm trying to keep it cool while I'm hovering for the kiss. 'Cause I've been needing you like old-fashioned orange slice, sweet like daiquiri with strawberry crushed ice. Know you like a margarita with the hot spice. Love the taste of paradise. No, it's never been the right time. Like we're holding back the storyline.
All right. Second place. Very happy.
I like it.
Oh, sorry.
It's been a while. Clinton, sorry.
That's all right.
He's dead. He needs to eat.
Yeah.
He really needs to eat. What you guys gonna go eat? He needs to eat like
I'm about to
ASAP.
fucking pass out. I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's like, say, prep mode. Yes.
How you feel, Renee?
I feel good. Of course, everybody wants to win, right? I don't do this to not win, but I'm very happy with my second place. I feel like it was a great show, and I had a great showing. So yes, very happy. Feel accomplished. It's a homemade magic bar. It's really good.
So I really try to go into the show without any expectations, which I think I was successful at doing. I went into it just wanting to know like how I would look amongst these other pros with the progress that I made. So it was nice to land in that first call out and do so well. Got second place, and honestly, of course, we all compete to win, right? But I'm very happy with how I did today, and I'm so proud of all the progress that I did make. So, I mean, I feel like the reality of it was actually better than any, like, scenario that I ran through in my head, honestly, because I ran through every scenario possible, and I just wanted to enjoy this experience and take it all in and not stress myself out, and I think I was successful at that, so very happy. Going into the show, I still didn't have that, like, this, like, undying self-belief in myself, you know, like, I'm trying to get there, you know, and believe that I do belong up there as a pro, which now seeing myself up there, you know, amongst some, like, excellent pros, I do feel like I belong, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at now.
I mean, there's two roles, right, in a way, and they're mixed. Like I, of course, have a coaching role, deliver a physique that and a coaching expectation to deliver what I want to be, like a winning physique. And also just show the improvements that she set out as like her goals of developing more glute size, like bringing the right level of condition, but from like even the husband role of making sure she's happy doing this, and previous preps not having as much fulfillment out of it. A lot of questions around if this is really developing her to be the best that she can be, because it's a lot of mental struggles that might be taking her a path that isn't productive for her. And ultimately, husband is my main role, and I just want to see her like ultimately do something that's making her really happy and enjoy it. So there was that piece to make sure she enjoyed the prep. She said, I want to walk on stage and feel confident in myself. So there's an athlete development role that needed to take place from my end to happen as well. But also the physique aspect. So like early in the off season, she would question a bit of like, have I made, I don't know if I'm making progress, right? I don't know if I made muscular development process. And it does put pressure on me as a coach to like make sure this is delivered. So to see that all just tunnel into one point of her walking on stage, feeling confident. As I asked her one day, I was like, how do you feel about your look going out? She's like, I feel confident in this. Like, awesome. You know, and backstage, kind of just seeing her mindset and how much it's really grown and how she's developed, it makes me just so happy. Like, main thing as a husband, of course, because she's getting fulfillment out of something that she's seeing as a passion or maybe even a purpose now. That was a real question before. I think it's a rare thing for someone to find something that they're that passionate about. I told her, like, you question this being your purpose, but you work so hard at it. Someone that's not their passion and purpose, they could not put that much in that she does. So seeing her go out here and having all that work come to fruition to something that she really enjoyed, the outcome, hey, I'm a coach, you know, and I'm a husband. Like, I wanted her to win, and I understand the girl that won. She was great. She was well, you know, deserving and earned that. But the second place for her, with everything else of that journey coming to this point, it's a win for us, and that's part of this sport, if you want to call it that, is just constant improvement, and hopefully eventually the outcomes are there.
Dream as big as you possibly can, but also to just be very patient with myself and give myself grace. Like, I can be really, really hard on myself, so when I fail, like, it's devastating, and I didn't want to do that to myself. I just wanted, I mean, I've already come so damn far, further than I ever thought I ever could. Like, I never thought I'd be a pro. Like, never thought that I would be placing at pro shows, you know? So, I mean, it's amazing that I've already come this far. So just believing in myself that I can go as far as I want to go, and just being patient with myself and giving myself grace when I don't do as well as I hoped.
The perspective has been changed a lot. Not changed a lot, but just realized, because we think about 10, 20 years from now when we're done competing, like, are we going to remember that Renee got second place at the Republic of Texas or third place? Maybe winning, you were going to win that, but the real meaningful stuff that's going to stay around, or even for the people that, so people come up and said, Renee, you inspire me so much to do this, and that. Like, they don't remember Renee got second place in 10 years. They're going to remember how you made them feel. And us sharing in the moments of really enjoying these moments together and things that were special about this whole process, that's what we're going to remember. And that was important for us for today, to make it just enjoyable and fun and not get tied up in the nuance of like the worries and like, oh, I got second, right? Like, let's just truly enjoy the prep. Yeah. And I think we did.
Yeah, definitely. And like, going back to what you said, like inspiring people, I met so many people today that I had no idea that I inspired them in that way. And I mean, that is just like kind of just mind-blowing to me, you know, that I can have that impact on somebody and hopefully have an impact on somebody so much that they dream bigger and they strive for bigger goals, and, you know, they do, if they want to do what I'm doing, like, to do that, you know.
That's it just drives more of the nail in the head that, like, you're doing what your purpose at this moment is meant to be, because it's moving beyond yourself and now reaching other people. Like, what greater meaning could you have, right? Like, that's powerful. It really is. And I know it's just getting on stage and flexing, but it's more than that to us for what we do is development throughout all of our lives, how we treat people, how we, you know, go about our other activities and things. So I'm so proud. I'm so proud of, like, what she did, and seeing her do her thing. So.
Okay. So you've talked about where you come from and everything you went through as a kid. What would you tell that Renee?
I would tell that Renee to dream as big as she possibly could, because that little girl wasn't dreaming big enough. So I think that's what I would say.
Okay. And thoughts on just the future this year?
I don't think I've gotten that far. Quite
They're
honestly.
they're right in front of her.
Yeah, this is currently my future. But I think for me, I just need to, like, sit in the experience and kind of reflect on it and kind of go from there. See what's next.